Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back downtown Kato Paphos. It's a truly spectacular evening indeed. The sun has set up in that sky. It started its descent. It's off to downtown Kato, Australia. It's going to go and kiss two superstars, Miss Helen, our Queen of Oz, and of course our Mr. Leon, our man in Tasmania. Now look what I've brought with me, the most beautiful woman in the world, and of course her name is Miss Ochin Gracivia Labu.
Hello everybody, but how nice to see you again and again. And I think the weather is starting to be gone to the crazy wave, because the waves becoming crazy and crazy as soon as they saw us.
It is a little bit chopsy and there's a nice breeze in the air, and on top of all that she's got something written across her chest. No bad days, La Viva en Rose, and a couple of twin somethings sitting on her, well, yes.
I think one is Coco and other is Moco.
Moco, there we are. So we got Miss Coco and Moco sprawling across Miss Ochin Gracivia Labu's. Well, yes, you know what I mean.
You know, you always, I love to printed animals, cats or dogs on my t-shirts. I used to have plenty before, and I thought I shouldn't because I'm getting one certain age. And these people we were talking about actually with the Chris before, and then you get into the certain age and you understand it's not suiting you anymore. And now I'm thinking I'm going young. Why not?
Look at that. So sprawled across her front end, shall we say. And don't you think she handled that word t-shirts so well? I think you thought she was going to say something else. Shall we go for a walk?
Yes, we shall.
Yes, we shall. We're on the downtown Kato Paphos Promenade. It's a truly spectacular evening in the middle of July, and we'd like you to come with us. If you want to accost us on the downtown Kato Paphos Promenade, we're pretty easy to find. I'm an idiot in a blue hat with a pair of black sunglasses, and of course, to my right-hand side, there is always a blonde beauty, and her name is Miss Ochin Gracivia Labu.
It's lovely, Mr. Paul.
Shall we go down the front here? Oh, hello. Thank you very much. What's your name?
Jill. Tim, yeah.
And Tim? Pleased to meet you, Tim. Where are you from?
From
Liverpool, England. Sorry.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's not far from me because I'm Chester. So it's not far. I used to cross the Mersey now and again, and I used to go to this old Stanley Dock Market. Do you remember that one? Greatest market in the world. Now it's been relocated, hasn't it? And it's been ruined and spoiled. Are you having a good holiday?
Brilliant. We've only been here 3 days, but prior to that, at home, we were watching all your videos.
Thank you very much. We are
So, a lot
humbled.
of people watching that you probably don't know that are back home.
Yeah, one or two watch.
I'm loving his t-shirt.
Yes, it's a nice
Shirt.
shirt. That is a nice shirt. Look at that. That's the kind of shirt that would suit Mr. Paul. It's got a nice bit of blue in it. And of course, that's the kind of dress that would suit Miss Ochin Gracivia Labu.
Well, because she's like a girl, she's like a ballerina, Mr.
Yes,
Paul.
there we are.
Look.
He's got himself a blonde beauty as well. Absolute star. He's a star.
Oh my God,
Not possible,
hero.
not possible. He must have been a cradle snatcher. Absolute superstars on the downtown Kato Paphos Promenade. We thank each and every one of you for watching us, for chatting to us on camera or off camera. It melts our hearts, and I know that it makes Miss Ochin Gracivia Labu go all weak and gooey.
What a lovely people. Actually, as I mentioned before, we don't have a bad people. All our people so lovely, so genuine, and so happy looking, because we do want you to be happy, not only looking, but feeling from the bottom of your own hearts.
We do indeed. Where are we? We're to the side of the Banya Cafeteria Restaurant. That's that place there, one of the greatest little restaurants in downtown Paphos. Why is it called the Banya? That's Greek for bath, because of course it looks out onto probably the biggest bath in downtown Paphos. And there's one or two people transcending into that blue Mediterranean Sea. And if you look very carefully, you can see quite a few heads bobbing up and down in the blueness and the spectacality of the Mediterranean Sea. It truly is a spectacular evening indeed. All that's missing is you. That sky, tell you what, it's looking very blue. That sea, I promise you, it's looking very blue. Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue. So of course, all that is actually missing is
You Of course, you. So get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy. That's because we all are crazily, impatiently waiting just for you.
We are indeed. Now, I want to do a bit of a shout out to one of our superstars. I mean, she's got a husband as well, so he is a superstar as well. Her name is Miss Sharon. And of course, there's a man in her life, and his name is Mr. Phil. They got a surname that's Hicks, and they live all the way down in Somerset. And I promise you, if you come back tomorrow, we've got a very, very special little treat for you. We haven't forgotten. Oh no. That's, again, the Banya. Why is it called the Banya? Well, in olden times, people used to sit along these little seating areas, as you can see, and they used to dibble and dabble their feet in the water. There's a man over there raising the can and his thumbs to us. He tickled the life out of me, that's for sure. And of course, there's this beautiful, beautiful golden glow that's kissing the top of that blueness of the blue Mediterranean Sea. And we're having a spectacality of an evening in downtown Paphos for Sylviana Booth.
These benches, by the way, are filling up the areas of harbour, and I think it's wonderful because now people can sit down and watch a lovely sea, and then they can meet with each other here on the first or second bench as a date place.
They could, couldn't they? So these are some of the concrete structures, seating areas around some of the palm trees, and these are some of the new seating benches, again made out of concrete, so they're going to stand that test of time. And as we walk down the promenade, I'm pretty sure you've noticed there's one or two appearing. Some of them are in circular formations, and apparently they're going to put some flower plants and that kind of things in them. And there's a rumour out that maybe the odd canopy or two may go up as well, because otherwise in the daytime, well, it's that little bit too hot, to be honest.
I don't think that we should write or draw on these benches because they are stonish stone benches, like a beton stone.
Concrete, yes.
Concrete, and it's going to be very difficult for the people in certain organizations to remove it.
It is indeed. Unfortunately, around the world, not just in Paphos, there's been comments about Paphos, and rightly so. There's an awful lot of graffiti artists about, shall we say. And shall we say, most of them, well, they're not very good artists at all. To be honest, the word before it should start with a P, have an I and a double S. So let's hope that these concrete structures escape the notice of these idiots, and let's hope that, well, they don't get graffiti eyes, because otherwise they are going to become eyesores. This is the Bacchus restaurant. I think that's, how do you pronounce it?
Bacchus.
How do you do it?
Bacchus.
Bacchus restaurant, there we are. One of the busiest restaurants in downtown Paphos. If you're looking for a spectacular meal or a light snack, that could be the place for you. One of these days we're going to go and take you on a grand tour and feature that restaurant especially for you.
And that was a man.
It is indeed, and one of these nights we're going to go in there and have a mosey on down. But you can probably hear there's music playing in the background. We've had a chat with them off camera who want us to go in, but of course we've got to negotiate and get all the legalities and get that music turned down, and perhaps have a chat with some of the people who are sitting there just to make sure that they're happy enough with us wandering around.
Talking about music, by the way, Miss Rachel, we're going to find out a nice karaoke bar, and me and you gonna sing our favorite song until the people will run away, and the song is Strong Enough by Cher.
Right, we'll look forward to that. That's going to come up in a couple of days. That's the wooden pub over there if you want to sup on a pint or two, and of course enjoy and sup up that view across that blue Mediterranean Sea as the sun kisses it as it starts on its descent off to see the love of our life, of course the Queen of Oz, Miss Helen, and of course our man down in Tasmania who once upon a time worked for the UN, and while he was here he happened to, well, he cast his eyes over a Cypriot beauty and he stole her heart, and he stole her all the way down to Tasmania. And now and again they come back to Paphos for a holiday or two.
Well, I have just seen 280, 290, how many people you always announce on the big bird. Is it any of our family members? please?
Well, there's
Let
probably
us
one
know.
or two, that's for sure.
Wait.
There is a big bird up in the sky if you look very, very carefully. And of course, that's a bunch of people that are returning to their home country. And we wish them a safe trip home. And we hope that they've had a spectacular holiday. And we hope that that big bird turns round, fills up again, and brings you back all over again.
And it's a nice, this side is a nice sandy beach where you can go and
Soak your feet.
soak your feet.
Yes.
Which is nice, actually.
Very nice
the sea
indeed.
salt water, very good for you.
Now, the Mar Blanco restaurant has had its new sign put up. Have a look at that. Feast your eyes. You're in no doubt that that is the Mar Blanco Cafe Bistro. And apparently, according to a couple of twins all the way in downtown Cardiff, so if you're a lord and you're a lord and one of you is called Jeremy and one of you is called Simon, apparently that's the best chicken souvlaki in the whole of downtown Paphos.
I think the mornings of that balconies are amazing. When you get up in the morning from your bed and you go to the balcony and make a cup of lovely aromatic coffee for you, and then you breathe the sea air, what can be better?
What Graceva Booth is talking about is these spectacular apartments above the shops and the restaurants on the Kato Paphos Promenade, and they've all been modernised, and we know one or two people who have booked in there. Of course, my JJ Tonic, Miss Justine, and her man with a nice big ponytail, Mr. Andy, they said that they had a spectacular holiday in those apartments, and of course every day they looked out across that blue Mediterranean Sea, and then they popped to the $1.99 a pint pub just up the road, and that's where they accosted us, and that's where we had an afternoon or two, and we're looking forward to their return in September. This time they're going to hang out in the Avanti Hotel. Who do we know that hung out there? Let me think. Oh, Tony Nancaro, and he told us that it was very, very good indeed.
And that's a very interesting instrument for me. I have never seen it before. It must be very, very antique and all Chinese or Japanese.
Let's go and have a look at it. This was featured the other day on one of our videos, and this is a very, very talented young lady indeed. Let's give her that little bit of airtime, especially for you. So if you're looking for that little bit of entertainment that's out of the ordinary, get yourself onto the downtown Kato Paphos Promenade and perhaps cross her farm with a little bit of silver, and she'll play the living daylights, especially for you.
They understand probably her fingers hurt, and she's got some plasts on it.
Little plasters, I think, yes.
Yes, in order not to feel, because if you're playing long enough, then you'll feel that very uncomfortable pain in the...
You will indeed. It's a very, very difficult instrument to play. Guitars are bad enough, I would imagine, like a harp, that rips the living daylights out of you. I'm going to say thanks for watching, and of course if you do like what you see, perhaps you'd like to hit that like, click that subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of our madness. And if you want to keep the channel afloat, why not consider to click through to our About page, where you could consider to buy her and me a coffee or two, or perhaps even a coffee or two for those two pelicans that are sprawled across her t-shirt.
Mr. Paul, I know what you was going to say. Thank you. Thousands of times. The thank you is not enough to say how much we appreciate your time, your attention, your love, your lovely replies, kindness words that you always really make us happy. We're loving you to bits and kissing you from the bottom of our heart.
Thanks for watching, and of course we will see you again very, very soon indeed. We're on the downtown Kato Paphos Promenade on a truly, truly spectacular evening. All it's missing is you. So get yourself on that big bird or that canoe, as Miss Otching Graceva Booth keeps telling you, and start paddling like crazy.
Waiting for you. We waiting just for you.
Thanks for watching, and of course we'll see you again very, very soon indeed.